Hello, my name is Morgan Lee, and this is my Week 12 presentation about doohickeys you need incorporated. So the critical problem that I decided to present on is discipline and dismissing employees. I feel like those two go hand in hand, and often one leads to the other. The situation at doohickeys right now is that a supervisor wants to fire an employee because they spoke disrespectfully to him, and he claims that he just doesn't like the guy and that he dresses funny. There has been no previous discipline for this employee. The supervisor is justifying firing the employee because Illinois is an at-will state. The supervisor also claims that the employee's example might inspire other workers to, quote, commit mutiny soon and diminish the supervisor's power. So he's worried about the repercussions of this situation. The supervisor states that the documentation is HR's job, hence no documentation has been done, and the employee has not received a verbal or written warning for this matter. The solutions that I propose, the first one is to define at-will and establish doohickey's agency practice. So at-will means that an employer can terminate an employee at any time for any reason except an illegal one, or for no reason without incurring legal liability. The same goes for an employee. They can separate from a company without notice and without reason as well. There are 3 exceptions to this law: breach of implied contract, breach of implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, and violation of public policy. So some examples of that might be an employee who is on salary. In their contract, they have their yearly salary, so that might mean, okay, this employee has to work for a year. It's an implied contract. Another example might be getting a bonus or a good performance appraisal. That might be a covenant of good faith and fair dealing. Something else that we need to be aware of and make sure that is in our agency practice is that we do not fire for wrongful termination. And this goes back to the Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, so making sure that there is no discrimination based on protected characteristics, especially separating employees because of those. The second solution that I propose is to have HR investigate all discipline and requests for dismissal. I think HR should be the point of contact for all instances. This investigation will help to learn all the necessary information. It'll help to have the process be clear and concise, because discipline should be fair, indiscriminate, and consistent across all employees. And this prevents there being wrongful termination. I think it really helps with preventing embarrassment to the employee and the employer for maybe misunderstanding some things, and also having problems go unnoticed in the workplace. The third solution that I propose is to develop a progressive discipline policy. As stated before, all employees should be treated fair and consistent, and they should know and acknowledge the policy. I don't think that a company should have employees that have no idea what happens if they do something wrong, or especially at will, being able to possibly be fired at any given time. They should know what their policy is. And I propose to have a policy following the discipline without punishment model, so that it would include informal positive contacts, stating what is going great with the employee, what we're looking forward to with them, and things such as that. And then planned improvement discussions. So if there is something that needs improved for a group or an employee, to focus on that with them, but keeping it informal. And then there is 2 formal reminders for the employee to recognize what they're doing and to improve, and this does get documented and written in their personnel file. And if after those 2 reminders they're still not improving or up to the stuff that they need to be, then to do the decision-making leave. This is a good way to have an employee leave the workplace for a day and decide if they want to come back and resolve the problem that they are facing and improve, and if not, then they can decide to leave the company. So that's what we would follow. And the fourth solution that I propose is a culture change. I think this overall with doohickeys and the many problems that they are facing, I think a culture change is really a great way to start promoting positivity in the workplace. And doing this as far as preventing having to discipline and dismiss employees, I think celebrating small things and spotlighting examples of behavior that is wanted in the workplace is a really great way to start heading in a good direction. I think changing the surroundings to promote a better behavior can especially help doohickeys. I think even simple things like putting a vending machine in the break room or having a company potluck and better interactions with the executive team and how they speak to the employees underneath them. And I think one of the biggest ones is to have safer working conditions and equipment. All these things can help promote better behavior and reach the goal, which is for every employee to value their job and to want to show up and do their best every day. So those are my 4 solutions to the critical problem of discipline and dismissing employees. And here is my works cited as well. Thank you.